These stories are inspired by the actual case files of the Office of Scientific Investigation and Research.
Hello, Frank. Afternoon, Ted.
Afternoon, Mrs. Vega.
Thank you.
What the? That's weird. Look, there is no 13th floor. I mean, the penthouse, your floor is really 13, but it's called 14 because no one likes to call it 13 because they think it's bad luck. But that shouldn't say 13. This has never happened before. Sorry, doesn't matter, does it? Just get us out of here, right? I'll get us out of here. It's dead. That doesn't make sense.
You want me, don't you, Ken?
What?
You want me, don't you?
No,
Oh, now come on, Ken. This is your dream, isn't it? Your fantasy. You dream about this every minute of your pathetic little life. Let's go right now. Come on, sweetheart. Give us a kiss.
The OSIR is frequently called upon to address situations in the demonic possession category, wherein a normally functioning human being's personality and will are overcome by some kind of foreign and often violently negative presence. Now, in some instances, this activity is found to be the result of unwitting exposure to drugs or toxins. In others, the phenomenon appears to be a genuine consuming of body and consciousness by forces beyond the individual's control. The case you are about to see is one of the most radical in its type, both in its effects and in the measures which were undertaken to stop them.
Why are you half undressed?
I don't feel well. I have a massive headache.
Yeah? Well, get over it. We've got a dinner party tonight.
Dinner party.
Yes, I need the board's approval for that zoning variance if I'm going to get the new restaurant up and running in time.
To hell with your restaurant and to hell with you. I'm not going.
You're going. Get ready.
Why don't you get one of your little girlfriends to go? I don't feel well.
I'm sick of this. Want out? Do you want out?
Yes.
I'll kill you before you get 1 red cent. Do you hear me? I will kill you!
I'll say who kills who.
Case Manager Connor Doyle, file number 957133. We've been called to a Manhattan apartment building where the NYPD has encountered an extreme and ongoing phenomenon emanating from the penthouse. We've been authorized to expedite protocol. I want an assessment of the situation as soon as possible. Until we have more information, our primary concern is public safety. Commissioner, what's the current situation?
We're evacuating the building. Told the tenants there was a gas leak. The elevator operator, Kenneth Dodd, was attacked in that car around 5 o'clock by the woman who lives in the penthouse, Olivia Vega. Now, Dodd's pretty shaken up, but the injuries are basically superficial. I had the paramedics treat him, keep him around. Figured you'd want to talk to him.
What about Mrs. Vega?
She's got her husband trapped in the penthouse. A couple of my boys went in and got a look before she went nuts on him. I don't know if Mr. Vega's alive. That woman is doing things up there no human being could do.
I'll need a building layout and whatever structural, mechanical, and electrical information you've got.
You got it.
Also, once everyone's out, I'll ask that your people help keep the perimeter secure.
Believe me, the last thing the mayor wants is this insanity showing up on hard copy.
I froze. I mean, I've stared down the barrel of a sawed-off shotgun before with a whacked-out crackhead at the other end of it, not wet my pants. But this...
Tell me what you saw.
She was floating. She's just hanging there in midair like it was magic. Then she throws her arm out in my direction, and it's like this invisible force hits me. It knocks me back about 20 feet.
What about your partner?
Patrick, he was backing me up at the door. She zaps him with these bolts of electricity. These things come shooting right out of her hand. At this point, the only thing I'm thinking is get us both the hell out of there. Paramedics say it's pretty bad.
The situation seems to be contained to the main living area of the penthouse. We've secured the floor. We can set up surveillance from there and link up with the mobile lab.
Yeah, I got a bit of luck. We found a hidden security camera in here.
Good. Let's get Lindsay to track down the tape. In the meantime, let's have heat and motion sensors and borescope cameras inserted into the penthouse. I want to know what's happening in there right now.
Right.
She's not like that. She's a good person. It wasn't her.
What do you mean it wasn't her?
I don't know how she did what she did, but it's got to be Mr. Vega's fault.
Why do you say that?
He treats her like garbage. Brings women up to their place all the time. I mean, he doesn't even have the decency to go somewhere else. And he hit her. I can see through sunglasses and makeup. One time I overheard Mrs. Vega threatening to divorce him. He said he would kill her.
I'd like to get back to what she did to you, Ken.
Well, like I said, her eyes just started to glow red. Her voice changed. It was like she was someone else inside.
There she is.
Could you get in closer? See if you can find Mr. Vega.
The heat sensor indicates his body temperature is still within normal range.
Yes, but where is he?
There he is.
He's conscious.
We gotta get him out of there.
We're gonna have to send a team in to try to rescue Mr. Vega. What could we be up against?
All right. The profile that I have compiled on the Vegas shows no clear reason why Mrs. Vega should possess superhuman powers, although Ken's account of their violent relationship proved to be fairly accurate.
In classic demonic possession cases, neither the individual being possessed nor anyone around them is responsible for what's happening.
You mean it just happens randomly?
Many religions believe that possessions occur simply as a show of the underworld's power. The devil does it because he can.
But maybe Mrs. Vega is the one controlling the power instead of the power controlling her. From what we've heard and seen, Mrs. Vega may possess some PK abilities that are incredible, but they're manifesting themselves either consciously or unconsciously.
But why direct it at the elevator boy when in fact the problem's with her husband?
Well, maybe she's just had it with men in general.
Look, we don't have time to answer all these questions. I'll go in. I need one volunteer.
I'll go.
Well, maybe I should go. Another woman may seem less threatening.
Or more threatening. Remember, one of the underlying causes may be Mr. Vega's penchant for other women.
I'll take Lindsay. Let's go.
Done the best we can to make sure everything in the room stays contained. We've reinforced all the walls. You sure you don't want to go in there with protective gear?
Environmental readings show there are no hazardous toxins in the air.
The suits might upset or frighten Mrs. Vega.
And that's the last thing we want to do.
This is the last resort.
There's enough tranquilizer in there to knock out an elephant.
Oh, what a possessed elephant.
Remember, the objective is to retrieve Mr. Vega. We don't want to get into any confrontation. And whatever you do, don't let her out.
Don't worry.
Now approach with caution. Completely non-threatening.
Get out! So much for avoiding confrontation.
You're one of his whores, aren't you?
Now speak calmly. Tell the truth.
My name is Lindsay Donner. I'm with the Office of Scientific Investigation and Research. We're here to help you. We don't want to hurt you.
Lying slut! Jim!
Connor!
You want my husband,
Lindsay!
don't you?
We want to help him. He's dying.
He deserves to die slowly and painfully before he goes to hell. And until he does, he is all mine.
Stand by. Damn! Open! Open! Lindsay! What's going on in there? Connor, talk to me! Connor, Lindsay! What's going on?
Let's get out of here before she comes around.
Okay, get him down in the mobile lab.
Seal it up. You just gonna leave her in there? Until we know more, I don't want anyone near her. Let's go. Case log update. We've yet to determine the nature of Olivia Vega's incredible abilities, although a first-hand encounter has confirmed the immediate danger of the situation. Dr. Davison is with Mr. Vega right now. He's lost a lot of blood, needed quite a few stitches, and he has 2 broken ribs, but it looks like he's gonna make it.
In the meantime, I have something interesting to show you. The security tapes are maintained for 2 months. I've been going through as many as I can.
What have you found?
Well, there's no sound on any of these, but I would hazard a guess that our elevator man, Ken Dodd, has a sizable crush on Mrs. Vega.
Yeah.
Watch him.
Anton, Mrs. Vega is an attractive woman when she's not roaring and shooting fireballs out of her fingertips.
Well, according to the tapes, there's several other equally, if not more attractive women in the building, but Ken pays them absolutely no attention.
Do you think Ken is somehow responsible for what's happening?
I'm just saying that the fact that he wants to point the finger so strongly at Mr. Vega makes me very suspicious. If it's PK power we're talking about, then it's possible this could be emanating from someone besides Mrs. Vega.
Okay, all right. I admit it. I did it. I did it. Look at me. What are the chances that I have?
What did you do, Ken?
I thought it was all in my head. All up here. Couldn't have been me. There's gotta be a way of reversing it. I never meant for this to happen. I can't believe it worked. Nothing I do ever works. Of course, it didn't really work, Ken, you idiot. Look how it all turned out. God, are you gonna arrest me?
We're not the police, Mr. Dodd.
But is what I did illegal?
Let me get this straight. You think you put a spell on Mrs. Vega?
Yes. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Well, what exactly did you want to happen?
I wished Olivia could be mine. I knew Mr. Vega had to be taken out of the picture somehow, but I never imagined it would be like this.
Well, the effects of the sedative have worn off. As you can hear, she's just a little annoyed right now.
The tranquilizer worked, so we know that whatever is in control is ultimately limited by Mrs. Vega's physical state.
Yeah, but that doesn't help Mrs. Vega. I thought the object at this point was to try and save her.
It is.
Well, I don't know how long we can contain her in there. I mean, she's threatening to blow up the entire building if we don't give her husband back. I don't think she's bluffing.
Can we introduce another sedative through the apartment ventilation?
Sure.
Let's see if that does any good. We need a little more time. How did it go with Mr. Dodd?
Well, Anton's been running him through a series of experiments to test for PK ability.
And?
The spells and methods of mind control he says he used, they're nothing more than dime store and New Age mysticism. He might as well have said abracadabra. There's no way he could be behind this. He's exhibiting all the signs of paranoid delusion.
Let's see if Mr. Vega's up to a talk.
Are you saying this is my fault?
No, not at all.
Maybe it is. Maybe I deserve this.
Our primary concern is your wife's well-being.
What if I go back in there and talk to her?
No, that's exactly what she wants.
Whoever or whatever is in control right now wants you dead.
Maybe I'm willing to take that risk.
Mr. Vega, there's no way I can allow you to go back in there.
Excuse me, we need to pick her.
Excuse me.
Mrs. Vega appears to be gaining strength.
The sedative must be having less and less of an effect.
She says we have exactly half an hour to deliver her husband to her, or she'll destroy a whole city block. I think you better start an evacuation.
Did she say how she'd do it?
Well, no, but she's resting up right now, gaining strength. She's just sitting there watching the TV.
I'll get back to you.
If there is even a piece of my wife left in there, I have to try and reach her. I mean, one way or another, I'm a part of this.
We patched directly into the building's cable. We're ready to go when you are.
I've taken it through as quickly as I can, given the time, circumstances.
Max, this is Doyle. Where is she now?
Hasn't moved. She's still staring at the TV. I get the feeling this is the lull before the storm.
Okay, we're ready.
Go ahead.
Olivia. Olivia, can you hear me?
This is not good enough!
Okay, she sees him.
If you're in there, if you can hear me. I'm sorry.
Son of a bitch.
I'm sorry for everything. Come back to me. See, things can be the way they were. Remember?
He's doing very well.
Things were.
Yeah, I almost believe him.
We were so much in love then, weren't we? Look, I know things have been bad. But they can change. I can change. Please. Come back to me. Whatever it is that's happening to you, whatever it is
working.
that you feel that you have to do, fight it. Fight this. You can stop this, and we can be together again. Please. Please, come back to me. I want this to stop. I want things to be the way they were when we were first together, in love. I love you. Please, come back to me.
Go to hell! Cut the connection right now!
Pull the cable.
Mr. Vega! The microphone!
He's dead.
Oh my God. What happened? John. I'm sorry.
Final case log. Intensive testing of Olivia Vega has led us to conclude that she was not in control of herself on the night when Ken Dodd was attacked and John Vega was killed. We can only speculate that whatever force or power was in control tried to enter Mr. Vega, but did so in such a manner that caused him to die.
Nice to see you back.
After 3 months of close observation and intensive counseling, we now believe Mrs. Vega is ready to return home and try to put her life back together.
How are you?
I feel much better.
The trigger in this incident remains unexplained. Its components were audible and visual manifestations, as well as confined atmospheric changes, levitation, and the complete destruction of a human being. Was it a psychokinetic overload? Or does this point to the inherent duality of good and evil in mankind? In any case, maybe there's a good reason why few buildings have a 13th floor.
The chaos theory puts the point of impact here. And the weak split in the subatomic structure here.
So solve the mystery.
I hate when he does this to us. Please don't tell me that the greatest minds in the world of quantum physics cannot fathom my theory.
It's fractal.
Close, but not quite. The atom splits at point zero. The key to understanding this formula is that the structure alters unexpectedly. Variables don't matter. The answer isn't in what we see, but in what we don't.
Remote viewing, the power to see beyond the normal range of an individual's 5 known senses. In the past 10 years, mainstream research by institutions such as the U.S. Army and the CIA has begun to prove that in some instances, the human mind possesses the ability to envision distant places beyond the boundaries of conventional surveillance. This power, it seems, is not merely fiction, but can be a reality.
She could already be dead.
No, you don't know that, Leon. We don't know anything for certain.
Except that Helen's missing. The police and the FBI both say there's nothing to go on. They think we had a fight, and she's gone for a cooling-off weekend, alone. Or that I killed her.
Well, that's crazy. I know you couldn't function without Helen.
I didn't show this to the police, Peter. They wouldn't understand it. But I think you might.
I will kill her?
It was a message. A flash. In my mind. Painful. Visceral.
Leon, this is...
Evidence, I know. But of what?
Look, I know your handwriting from all those papers you've graded over the years. This is not the Shraft scrawl.
Don't you miss it, Peter? You gave up one of the most promising careers in quantum physics I've ever seen to go off and waste your talents.
I'm just trying to answer some of the harder questions, that's all.
Initial log entry, Connor Doyle, case manager. We're investigating the disappearance and possible abduction of one Helen Shraft, wife of research scientist Leon Shraft.
Helen is chair of history at the university, and no, I don't know anyone who would want to hurt her. I've been through this with the police. Helen is well-liked by everyone.
Was there any sign of a struggle?
Well, her office was a mess. He must have abducted her while she was working late.
What makes you believe it was a man who took your wife?
I don't know. Please. Whatever it takes. Just find her.
Professor Shraft, was he acting different or strange before the incident occurred?
Look, Leon isn't crazy. Something happened to him. We all saw it. He was in such distress that...
What?
It was as though he was under someone else's control, if that's possible. Well, as Leon would say, the difference between the possible and the impossible
Lies in what you believe, right?
Leon still talks about you, the one that got away. Your quantum chaos paper is required reading for my first-year students.
That's funny. I think I got a C- at the time.
The source of this scientific symbol and this message are as yet unidentified. Definitely not Shraft's handwriting.
Wouldn't Shraft use that symbol all the time in his work?
Well, he claims he never meant to write it, and it doesn't fit with the formula on the rest of the page.
His physical examination came back clean. His psychological assessment, however, is another story. He's exhibiting signs of anger and paranoia.
Can you blame him? I mean, his wife is missing. The police don't believe him. He claims to have got a message from her abductor in his head.
If she really was kidnapped.
Just doesn't add up. He must be keeping something back from us. What's he doing?
His vital signs are rising.
He's getting another message. There's no ransom demands. Why is that, I wonder? You know, from all we've seen, the writings, the visions, the active subconscious mind, it could be dealing with latent remote viewing ability.
By whom? Shraft has no idea what's happening to him. This handwriting isn't his. I don't see the connection.
It's the way he describes the visions, the colors, the sounds, the smells. Do you know, I think we ought to do more testing to look at his brainwave patterns.
Peter, at best, this handwriting indicates some form of psychic mind control. I think we have to face the fact that Shraft could be suffering a mental breakdown.
You think he's crazy?
I'm saying we don't have enough conclusive proof for remote viewing.
I disagree. I think we should be looking for who did this to him and why.
All right. We can dig into his past, see if he's come across anyone with known PK ability.
Oh, thank you.
Don't thank me yet. If he's responsible for his wife's disappearance, we could be helping him get away with it.
This was broadcast nationally 7 months ago.
Welcome back. Today's topic, psychic powers, real or hoax? My guests today are world-renowned physicist and Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Leon Shraft, and a man who claims to be able to see beyond the frames of reality, Mr. Earl Cornell of the Institute for Psychic Power Research, the IPPR. Welcome, gentlemen.
Now take a look at this.
That's
That's not what I'm saying, Professor.
Then what are you saying? Because you've lost me, and probably most of the viewing audience out there.
I can see the truth because of my psychic powers. I can see the threat of this collective.
The aliens living among us theory.
Dr. Schraft, do not underestimate the power of the human mind. My research has revealed a huge conspiracy. A collective of psychic power so huge.
Mr. Cornell, I tell you what. Seeing as you have access to all these psychic powers, prove it. Bend this spoon. Right here and right now. And we'll all believe you and this wild theory.
I can't. It's not about sideshow tricks.
Well, you could have fooled me.
Earl Cornell, well known amongst the fringe of paranormal research. He started his Psychic Power Institute a year ago, but couldn't get funding to keep it going. He's since dropped out of sight. He sent letters to the major dailies warning of an alien collective preparing to assimilate all of humankind through psychic energy. You know, take over the planet.
I think this guy's seen Independence Day a couple too many times.
But he does fit the profile. He has a motive to try something like this on Schraft.
Assuming he has the power to. 7 months ago, he couldn't bend a spoon.
Or wouldn't. Lindsay, can you augment this section of the video for me, please?
Sure. Just give me a second.
Bingo.
Well, that's similar to the symbol that Schraft wrote when he received his first message. It's a common motif amongst psychics.
It doesn't completely connect him to this incident.
Connor, this is not a coincidence. Leon saw the man who took Helen, but just this fractured image, it's a piece of identification.
I don't know. Peter, we need proof of any kind.
I know you.
Soon everyone will, Mrs. Schraft. Not to worry, I won't let them assimilate you. I'll never let that happen. I'll kill you first. No. No, it's not insanity that afflicts me. It's awareness of everything, of the future. Our assimilation into the collective must be stopped. Of course, you don't believe it.
Stop it! Stop it, please! Stop it!
Your husband didn't believe either, but he will. You will. And then the world will know.
It arrived this morning. It's Helen's handwriting. Cornell's words. At least now I know what he wants. I should have guessed.
Why would he choose you as a spokesman?
Nobel Prize-winning physicist goes on national television telling the world about the future.
Yeah, what future?
He wants me to warn the world about this assimilation. The power of this alien collective.
Leon, you can't do that.
He'll kill her, Peter.
Might kill her anyway. I knew this was a bad idea.
Kind of exciting, all this sneaking around. I got your message. It's rather intriguing, I must say.
And you understand why I did it?
I understand that you want to know the truth and that you're willing to do anything to get it, including going over the head of your case manager. Such passion for the work.
I know it was a breach of protocol.
You either break the rules to get at the truth, or you follow the rules and see the truth slip away. Is that how you feel?
Did you bring the file?
You have a lot to learn, Peter. The ends don't always justify the means. You need information, use the proper channels. try this again, I'll have you terminated.
You wanted to see me?
Why didn't you come to me?
Connor.
What? You thought I wouldn't understand? I wouldn't back you up?
I needed proof, just like you said.
It's good intentions. Bad idea.
How'd you find out?
The old man took a strip off you?
Yeah, more or less. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted access. How'd you get this?
Always. Always come to me first.
Thanks, Connor.
Peter. Please don't put me in that position again. You cut me out of the loop, I can't help you.
I understand.
As far as I'm concerned, this never happened.
Thanks, Connor.
I tend to agree with Connor. It could just be the ramblings of a man in the middle of a mental breakdown.
I don't believe that. I think we're dealing with the real thing here. Remote viewing on a very powerful scale.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that the OSIR was contracted by the CIA and the Pentagon to run remote viewing operations in the Gulf War.
How could you know that, Peter?
Don't ask. But the experiments that the OSIR ran indicated that remote viewing ability is a power that lies dormant within each and every one of us. All it needs is training.
Or an emotional crisis to trigger it. Right. Make your case, Peter.
Our remote viewing operatives helped U.S. Strategic Air Command locate missile sites in Iraq in 1991. They were all trained to see past their five senses, to use visions, symbols, words that led them directly to their targets with, I might add, complete accuracy.
So Schraft is unconsciously giving us clues to find his wife?
Possibly. More likely, he's just keeping most of his brain open to seeing his wife. He doesn't even know he's doing it.
Set up another session with Professor Schraft.
We're mobile. Stay in contact.
Affirmative. We're patching in live to the session.
Both monitors online. That's affirmative. Recording.
All right, Leon. Think of Helen. Focus on her. The way she looks. The sound of her voice. Find her, Leon. Reach out to her with your mind.
I can't. There's nothing.
Leon. You have to do this. We know you're receiving theta wave stimulus. You have the ability. You have to do this.
Freeway. Near the freeway. The stale smell of alcohol. Gone. Forgotten.
I'm cross-referencing any old distilleries in the area. Got it. 8 blocks southwest, next to the freeway.
They're in a small room. Hear the sounds. The music. Pounding sounds.
More civil unrest in France early today. An anti-terrorist rally in Paris ends in tragedy, leaving 4 civilians dead and 17 hospitalized. That story coming up in our first hour.
Connor, look.
They're in a small room. Hear the sounds. The music. Pounding sounds.
Leon?
Helen. She's somewhere underneath the music. The room has no windows.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
Professor Shrift. So now you believe? You bastard.
Have you made the arrangements?
Let her go!
Tell the world, Professor, or I will kill her.
Helen! Where the hell are they?
He saw me. He knows their power is real.
But he won't do what you want, will he?
You called him, didn't you? Come on, it's all right. It won't hurt you. Stand up. I failed. They know I failed. The world will die in ignorance.
A room with no windows. There must be a lower level. Connor!
I will save you from your future death.
No. No. No, please.
Be happy. It's a gift. He's gonna kill her.
Mrs. Shrift, are you all right?
He was about to kill me.
Cornell's dead.
Doyle, do you have Helen? What about Helen?
She's fine. She's okay. She's okay, Leon. It's all right.
Final log entry. An autopsy on Earl Cornell revealed a massive cerebral hemorrhage, the cause of which remains unknown. A full understanding of these events and the meaning of Cornell's madness died with him. Connor Doyle, out.
Remote viewing research indicates a less than 1/3 success rate in this discipline. Even so, this lends strong support to the evidence that psi abilities may indeed be dormant in each one of us. I'm Dan Aykroyd for Psi Factor.
These stories are inspired by the actual case files of the Office of Scientific Investigation and Research.
You get something good already?
Oh, yeah. Take your time. No need for me to take all your money right now.
If you gloat anymore, I'll get the IRS down on your sorry butt.
Yeah, as if they aren't already. As far as I'm concerned, the government can kiss it.
Here,
Guys, can we just play?
Wow! Oh, I can drink this whole bottle. Go ahead. Martin brought it.
Really? How come you ain't having any? Well, I've got my soda. As far as I'm concerned, you can go ahead and get as drunk as you want.
Never mind that. Bastard plays better when he's drunk.
You got to lubricate the gears a little.
Doesn't make you deal any faster, does it?
Come on. You ought to have at least one with me. This is single malt.
Son of a...
Lucky me.
Oh, it's hot in here. You got any ice in the icebox?
Sure. Sandwiches out there, too.
Oh, good. That's what I was hoping for. Bob. He's a man with a plan.
How long does it take a guy to get some ice and some sandwiches?
George, we're ready to go in here.
Spontaneous human combustion. Official fire and arson investigation manuals do not include humans in the list of the numerous substances prone to spontaneous ignition. There are, however, many documented and photographed instances of people appearing to burn up from the inside out, incinerating bones that would take thousands of degrees to reduce to ashes, with virtually no effect on the environment around them. The OSIR has occasionally been summoned to analyze cases of this nature.
Connor Doyle, case manager. We're arriving at an isolated ranch where, according to 4 witnesses, a man has completely burned to ashes in seconds with no apparent cause. Our contact is County Coroner Lewis Arnold.
Once saw a man who committed suicide by drilling himself in the head with an electric drill 42 times. Another time, I saw a man who'd been bludgeoned to death by his own wife with a giant wedge of Swiss cheese. 52 years on the job, I've never seen anything this weird.
Shall we look at the remains?
I'm sure I could find something else to do.
I took lots of pictures for you. Foot was here. My hand. Still holding on to the handle here.
Where are the remains now?
I figured you wouldn't want them decomposing too much.
See the stains on the ceiling?
Total water content in the human body ranges from 75 to 90%. SHC often causes near instant vaporization of that fluid. Turns into blistering steam.
You mean spontaneous human combustion?
Or super hyperthermic carbonization.
The fact that the body is made up of mostly water is what makes SHC fundamentally inconceivable.
Just like gator bears.
I'll get a sample.
Why don't you talk to the owner?
Thank you.
Damn stumps.
Alice says she's never setting foot in that kitchen again. If I ever want to eat home cooking again, I'm going to have to build her a new one.
Was there anything unusual about George before he went into the kitchen?
No. Same old George.
Or was he happy, angry, under the weather?
Well, now that you mention it, he was complaining about the heat. The way I remember, it was chill in the room that night. George, he was sweating. Went to the fridge, get some ice.
Thanks for the warning.
You should talk to Martin. He was first one in the kitchen.
Yeah. Hi, you Martin?
That's correct.
We're with the OSIR?
Boy, I hate my picture being took.
That's okay.
Can you tell us what happened the other night?
Yeah, we were playing cards. We play poker just about every Friday night. And Bob's wife, Alice, made us some sandwiches, and George went into the kitchen to get some from the fridge.
Were you, drinking at all before George left the room?
Well, most of us had a beer or two. George likes his whiskey.
And then what happened?
George started to scream. You know, it sounded bad, so we all got up to go see what was wrong. And then there was this bright flash. Hell.
Lucky there's lots more where that came from.
Yeah, well, you got that right. I got me a deal here. And I, don't pay any tax either.
The sample of the ashes found in the kitchen contained no traces of gasoline, kerosene, cordite, nothing combustible.
In a typical cremation, a body is subjected to 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit for over 3 hours. It can take 40 to 50 gallons of fuel. Can you imagine what kind of heat would be required to reduce a body to ashes in a matter of seconds?
Yet our witnesses say that's what happened.
Well, if that's the case, then everything else in that kitchen should have gone up too.
If it wasn't external, could it be internal? How are their physicals?
Fine, they're all in generally good health.
Has anyone ever heard of the X-particle theory? In 1981, Professor Howard M. Georgi III published an article entitled A Unified Theory on Elemental Particles and Forces. And in it, he described a unifying base particle, which he named the X-particle. Its size is defined as 10 to the power of minus 29 centimeters.
That's pretty small.
Yeah. You could fit about 800 trillion X-particles into that one dot. Probably still have room to park your RV.
Where are you going with this?
If two quarks come close enough to exchange an X-particle, it could lead to a chain reaction in which hydrogen atoms are annihilated, leaving just gamma rays and photons.
A lightning-quick subatomic chain reaction that instantly dehydrates the body.
What is the probability of this happening?
It's slim. However, high levels of blood alcohol could cause the hydrogen atoms in the body's water and glucose to energize.
Most documented SHC cases involve subjects who've been drinking heavily.
Exactly.
Can you isolate their voices?
I'll see what I can do.
Later on, we'll clear out George's case.
What about Friday? We going ahead with the plans?
Not now, Alvin. People are watching everything we do.
Yeah, so?
So not now.
What plan do you suppose they're talking about?
Martin said they played poker together every Friday night. Maybe they're talking about whether to continue or not without George.
I thought we should drink a toast with the whiskey he loves so much.
Good idea.
Yeah.
A toast. Let's send him off. To George, a man who believed in what we all believe in so deeply that like us, he dedicated his life to the cause. While we are one fewer today, we must carry on in his honor.
To George.
George.
Damn.
Get him down! Get him!
Case log update. Dean Matthews remains in serious condition. To the best of our knowledge, spontaneous human combustion has never struck two people so closely connected. We're now striving to understand and prevent what may be developing into a deadly pattern.
And how did Dean seem at the wake?
Upset? How's he supposed to feel?
We're just trying to find out what happened to your friends, Alvin.
Let me tell you this much, ma'am. Best college course I ever took was finite mathematics. And I know that every time I deal from a clean deck, I got the same chance of pulling an ace in a fair game. But I also know that nowadays you got your UN and you got your New World Order and you got your black helicopters flying over our city. So don't you go telling me that there's no reason for this. That this is some kind of freak of nature. No. Someone dealt George and Dean a real crappy hand. Ma'am.
You're all gonna want to see this.
After Peters of the lecture on X particles in quartz, I sent samples of the men's blood back to the central lab for analysis under electron microscope.
This is a computer enhancement of the atomic action in Dean Matthews' blood taken after his arm caught fire.
Is this abnormal?
No, but this is.
Whoa, wind that back.
What is it?
It looks inorganic.
The joints appear to be held together by hinges.
At a subatomic level?
It's a nanite. Shall I explain that to you? Nanites are used for manufacturing at a molecular level. They're basically microscopic-sized robots.
I always thought this was theoretical.
We're on the threshold of a major breakthrough, but I am not aware of anything that's as advanced as what was on that tape.
Theoretically, what could these nanites do?
Anything. They're programmed to build things from the base up, including themselves.
You mean they can self-replicate?
Well, you see, that's the beauty of nanotechnology. You build one nanite, teach it to build itself, and in no time at all, you have trillions of them.
So these things are actually exploding inside the subjects?
No, not exactly. They're actually breaking down and rebuilding a person's molecular structure, causing a chemical reaction, like the one Peter described earlier.
Exactly. Like I said, they can do just about anything.
Turn a person into a time bomb. Case file update. Dean Matthews' condition has been upgraded to stable. We are keeping 2 OSIR medical technicians at the hospital and will continue to track his progress. Unfortunately, conventional medical and environmental tests have failed to reveal the cause of his injuries. Next communication in 6 hours. Doyle out.
Doyle? Med team code black.
Oh,
Dean Matthews the only one with nanites in his blood?
No, Martin Shaw.
Bart, we need to talk to you.
You again. Well, I got a lot of work to do here.
Look, it's really important. We need to run some more tests.
I don't think so, because I've already done that.
We think we know what actually happened to George and Dean. We want to stop it from happening to you.
To me? What the hell are you talking about?
Mr. Shaw, we have to act quickly. There may not be much time.
All right, all right. Just let me finish up here, will you?
You may have been contaminated by that whiskey that you brought to George.
Go that way.
Connor!
We're trying to save your life.
You don't know what you started.
Then enlighten me.
Get off me!
Case file update. We've apprehended Martin Shaw and will question him at a safe house. I believe Shaw can provide the hidden link between the 5 men.
They're all terrorists.
Even Alvin and Bob?
Yeah. Real American patriots. They're the group that's responsible for the firebomb on the Washington subway last year. They're planning another attack next week.
You work undercover for the U.S. government. What agency? Your mission was to infiltrate their group, confirm their plans, and use this new technology to assassinate them without them realizing they'd been pegged. Why not just arrest them? Terrorism's a capital offense.
Why not just give them a platform? A martyr is infinitely more destructive than any bomb. These groups are a smoldering fire spreading across America. They need to be snuffed out now before they explode.
You know you have nanites in your blood?
Nanites?
How are they activated? There must be a dormant period or you wouldn't be sitting here right now. Is it a time delay? Or are they controlled by remote?
What are you talking about? Can I leave now?
You're not going anywhere until we confirm your story.
Call Elsinger.
Elsinger? He knows about you?
Just call him. He's privy to Black Ops. He can help me. You can't.
Ladies, gentlemen. As far as our contacts are concerned, Martin Shaw has never worked for any above-board intelligence or Black Ops group. He's unremarkable. He served in the Army. There is nothing to him. His entire story's been denied by all official and unofficial channels.
Well, that's not unusual.
Well, what about the other men? Are they really terrorists? All that gasoline, the explosives Bob Guthrie was using?
There's nothing to link them to any known anti-government militia.
What about the nanites?
None of our sources can confirm the advancement of nanotechnology to the extent suggested here.
What do you mean suggested?
Well, since all of your samples were destroyed, we have no way to validate your findings.
I have a couple more questions.
Just wrap it up, Connor.
How does he know you?
Who?
Martin Shaw.
You're doing a great job here, Connor.
That's why we were brought in, isn't it? We were supposed to legitimize events, make it look like it really was spontaneous human combustion. Martin Shaw's as much a pawn in this as we are. Why are we being kept in the dark?
Why don't you ask him?
Martin Shaw pull Elsinger's name out of the hat?
He didn't get it off the internet.
Well, what next?
We're supposed to turn Shaw over to the FBI as soon as possible. They want to question him in connection with the subway bombing.
And then he'll just disappear into the system.
What did you find?
Well, I reviewed our background checks. He moved out here 3 years ago after he left the Army. Nothing unusual. But I did find that he filed and paid income tax last year.
When you and Peter interviewed him,
He claimed he didn't pay taxes,
such as his own little protest against the government?
or part of his cover.
Sounds like black ops. If I were a gambling man, I'd bet there's a new identity being assembled for Martin Shaw.
Maybe for some witness protection program.
Let's take a drive.
To see Shaw?
Once he's under arrest, he's entitled to one phone call. I want him to call me. Final case log. We've retested both Bob Guthrie and Alvin McLaren, and their blood is perfectly normal. Mystery still surrounds the man claiming to be Martin Shaw. We were unable to identify the remains found. No aspect of his story or his true identity has been confirmed.
The conclusion in this file pointed away from the spontaneous human combustion phenomenon and towards a man-made conspiracy to eliminate domestic terrorists employing artificial accelerant combustibles in order to exact a subversive and darkly poetic justice.
The body of Alexander Byron Harper to the earth. Let us be consoled in the knowledge that his spirit soars to heaven, and he will know peace. And so, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Amen.
Come on, Corey, let's go. Still have to pack up your things.
Just give me a minute, Dad.
Look, I have to be back in Washington, so...
So go.
Corey...
He was my only friend, Dad.
Hey, Corey. How are you?
The same, I guess. They're coming for me this afternoon.
Corey, before you go, could you come talk to us for a while? Things were kind of rushed before. We'd like to get your side of the story.
Yeah. Why not?
He's the one who killed my son.
That
His
kid's
powers would have killed Harper. Some kind of freak.
You're the one who did it,
He got Harper killed.
It was you.
He scares me.
You killed him, man.
Adolescence, the period of human growth in which the body undergoes dramatic and accelerated changes. This degree of physical and emotional development over such a short period of time can make it a confusing and traumatic event for a young person. In the following case, the OSIR found that Corey Stillman's adolescence included the onset of psychic ability.
Final case log entry. We're engaging in a debriefing session with case subject Corey Stillman. By re-examining the case from Corey's perspective, we may better understand why this case ended on such a tragic note.
How are you feeling?
The same.
You look exhausted.
Yeah, well, I can't sleep. I keep having the vision. It's the same as before. Only now it's a memory.
Well, give it time.
Well, I don't really have much choice where I'm going.
I know there's nothing we can do to bring Harper back, but we're here to help.
That's all we ever really wanted to do, Corey, but we never got the full story from you.
Let's start at the beginning.
Harper and I were in the same homeroom, and We didn't really fit in with the cool crowd, so, we hung out a lot together. We're gonna get caught. Oops.
By Bradford? No way. Man, that guy is way too slow in the uptake. I mean, doesn't even notice when I skip his class. Ah, fair damsels, if this is Camelot, I be Arthur, King of the Britons.
He's cute.
Man, read all that in a comic book, the classics in 33 pages.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, but the book's a bit different.
Man, that book is like 50,000 pages long. Forget it. I skipped that test anyways. What, another headache?
I think that you should go because he's coming.
Who?
Bradford's coming. Come on, go!
Stillman, man, what are you saying?
Harper!
Ah, Corey. Nice work on the essay.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Bradford.
I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but
I haven't seen him, sir.
he skipped my class today, and this time I noticed. You're sure?
Yeah, I swear on my dog's grave. I haven't seen him all day, sir.
Well, when you do see him, you tell Mr. Alexander Harper that if he skips the makeup test today after school, he fails the course.
Whoa.
Got it?
Got it.
Piece of advice, Corey. Don't let that slacker pull you down. You got more brains than that.
Man, how the hell did you know he's coming? I mean, man, that was cool.
Oh, man, my head is totally killing me. Listen, you have to go to that makeup test after school today.
Yeah, right, as if I could pass.
You will. Because I know exactly what's going to be on the test.
What'd you pick Bradford's pocket? Now, let me guess, you read his mind.
I read his mind. I read his mind and I saw the answers.
You're kidding, right? Right?
Well done. We'll discuss this later, Mr. Harper.
I could just see into Bradford's mind. The answers were all there. Bradford was sure that Harper was cheating and that I was in on it, but he didn't have any way of proving it.
And the headaches?
Well, they didn't go away.
Corey, did you ever use your psychic abilities for yourself?
No, I never needed to.
But you kept using your power, your ability, to help Alex Harper.
Wouldn't you? I mean, it kept him out of trouble. At first. Listen, we're gonna get caught. Bradford knows something's going on. You've never gotten above a C in your entire life. Now suddenly you're a straight A geek like me?
What, like Bradford the Betazoid's gonna bust us for the illegal use of psychic powers? I mean, come on, man.
Listen, just slow down. Get a few wrong answers on purpose now and then.
Yeah, whatever.
Hello, class. I'm Miss Donner. I'll be your substitute while Mr. Bradford is away.
So the narcs finally caught up with that guy.
I'll be picking up where he left off. Chapter 12, the 20th century. Corey, Alex, can I speak with you for a minute? Move along, people. There's nothing to see here. I just wanted a chance to meet Mr. Bradford's 2-star pupils. He told me you guys are the top guns in the class.
That's us, ma'am.
I gotta go.
Corey?
Don't worry about him, ma'am. He just pulled an all-nighter. Man, what is with you?
I don't know, Harper. I just don't trust her.
Man, well, of course you don't. She's a teacher. Oh, and a sweet teacher, too. Corey, man, come on.
I couldn't read her. Okay, she was blocking me.
Look, So maybe it'll take a few days, right? I mean, you'll get a fix on her.
No, she's different. We gotta get out of here. Something bad's gonna happen.
Hey, Batman and Boy Wonder, we've been looking for you. Mr. Chandler would like to see you in his office. Let's go.
Well, hello, Phyllis.
Look, Chandler, if this is about the party last Saturday...
Shut up. This isn't about you. It's about him. I want to know how Golden Boy over there does this.
Hey, man, where'd you get that thing?
Oh, shut up. Like I said, I wasn't talking to you. So how'd you do it, freak?
Stop it, man. Look, you just...
Joke Boy over here doesn't have half the brains to get the marks he does. And they're suddenly perfect marks. From 0 to hero. So how'd you do it? How did you cheat for it? You're crazy. Crazy? My dad wants me to go to Harvard, but the problem is I just don't have the marks. But that's gonna change. Because whatever you do to get this loser to the top, you're gonna do for me. So do you get the picture?
Why should he do anything for you?
Let's just get out of here. Yeah, sure. After I teach this guy some manners.
Afternoon, boys. Say, now, aren't you fellas a little late for class?
Well, what do you know? You must have lost track of time.
Here you go.
I'll catch you guys later.
Hi.
Right. The janitor. And the other guy.
Did you know you were under surveillance at that point?
I wasn't sure. I had bigger problems.
Yeah, like you and your buddy escaping from that washroom in one piece.
All I really knew was that Miss Donner was different from all the other teachers.
What happened when Chandler and his gang threatened you?
Things just got worse. That was when I first had the vision.
Love those guys.
I knew something like this was bound to happen. I knew we were gonna get found out.
Yeah, Stillman, you're always right.
Okay, come on, let's just get you home.
What's wrong? More trouble?
No, nothing. Come on, let's just get out of here. And, I saw it so clearly, and I knew then that Harper was gonna die.
After you were threatened, we realized you were at risk. Things were getting dangerous. We could no longer work covertly.
So we decided to try and approach you through normal channels to protect you.
Yeah, sorry. I was a jerk.
Hi.
Oh, go ahead, search it.
I just want to talk to you. My name's Connor Doyle. I'm with an independent investigation organization. We look into unexplained phenomena.
What do you want?
I know you're special, Corey. I want to help you if you'll let me.
You know, I'm really late and I gotta go, so...
Corey?
So this X-Files geek shows up and tells me I'm special, and you think I'm overreacting.
You're being paranoid.
I don't think so. Where's your smart mouth now, joke boy? Listen, seeing as you were so kind to offer me the test of last week's chem exam, I got an even bigger task for you. I want the SATs by Saturday. You got that, freak? You know, everything always works out.
Oh, man. Man, what the hell's wrong with you? I mean, every single time we hang out now, you act like as if I'm dead.
Don't say that.
So what do you see?
Nothing.
Look, man, just kidding. The answers we'll never see that jerk again. I mean, everything will be fine, right? Right?
Why didn't you tell Harper what you saw? Did you think he wouldn't believe you?
No, the thing is, he would have totally believed me. I mean, everything else I saw came true. Why not this?
Yes, but he could have panicked, Corey. Or worse, ended his friendship with you.
What if it wasn't true? If only I could go back in time, I could warn him, and he'd still be alive.
So you weren't certain you were always seeing the future?
I wasn't sure of anything. I thought it could still be hit and miss. I mean, it seemed real, but what if it was just my imagination?
What changed your mind?
The visions just kept getting stronger. I mean, really intense. I thought maybe I could use the visions. You know, if I could see the future, why couldn't I...
Alter it?
Yeah. Change the future. You know, I knew if I kept giving the answers to Chandler, he would never leave me and Harper alone, but I thought, you know, I can see the future. What if I can use this information to make it different?
That's what made you come to us.
I really thought you guys could help. I'm ready.
Ready for what?
To talk to your boss. Your real boss.
Corey, when did you first start seeing into people's minds?
About a year ago. When my mom died, I started hearing voices in my head. Other people's voices.
Well, tell me about the visions. Are they different?
They're the future. I can feel danger, and I know when something bad is gonna happen.
How do you feel at the
It
exact...
seems he has two distinct powers, telepathy and precognition, one reinforcing the other.
That's a lot to handle for a 16-year-old.
Corey,
So he reads minds and can somehow see the future of that person?
He sees specific images in others' minds. What the teacher is planning on putting on the test, for example.
How can he predict future events? He seems to know when things are about to happen.
His power is still developing. It's similar to his hormonal and physical development. He's going through massive changes. Why do you think he came to us?
Fear.
So let's continue, shall we? Are there any visions that keep recurring?
That's why I came here. Okay, I can't shut it out, and I can't stop it, and it's Harper's death, and I can see it so clearly. Well, that's why I came here. We have to stop it from happening. We have to stop Harper from dying. You know, I have to go to him. Hey, have you seen Harper?
Cover the first and second floors.
There's no sign of Harper.
Where'd Corey go?
He just took off. He said he'd be faster on his own. He promised to meet us out front.
I don't like this, Lindsay.
Damn it.
Well, thanks for coming. I like before and after pictures. Harper? Where you been? Busy reading minds, I hope. That's right, your friend over here says that you have this power to read the teacher's minds. Pretty cool, huh? But I caught you, didn't I? All right, just let him go, and I will tell you anything you want. Well, now, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. But first, never keep me waiting again. It isn't even loaded. I know that it is. Still, man. Forget it. Let's go. No! Drop the gun, man. No! You're scared! I can feel your fear, and it's all because of me.
Corey, no!
Isn't it?
It was me. I pulled the trigger. You just can't cheat it.
What?
Fate. You can't. What do you guys care anyway? None of you have any feelings. I can't sense a thing from any of you.
We do have feelings. We just couldn't let you know them.
We were jamming you.
See, that's why we use this. It's planted just behind the ear and sends out a signal that scrambles the electrical impulses that are associated with brainwave activity. Huh?
We've used them before with other telepaths.
Well, there's just one more thing I want to know. How did you guys find out about me and my power?
I told them. I know I'm not the best dad in the world, but I know you. Ever since your mother died, I could see you'd changed.
I changed into a freak, right?
No. Different. Unique.
Your father and Mr. Bradford thought we should investigate, quietly. We'd hope to understand your abilities and help you come to terms with them.
Well, then I did. Well, then I guess you did all that you could. And it was just Harper's fate or destiny or whatever. And mine. Right? But I wish you could have told me all this in the first place.
He'll adjust fine to the new school.
I hope so. It's going to be very different there.
Corey will be fine with us. There'll be lots of other kids just like him. Call us in about a week. Here's our card. We'll arrange a visit as soon as possible. Thanks, Connor. We'll be in touch.
Final case log addendum. Robert Chandler was charged with felonious assault and will be sent to a juvenile detention center. Corey Stillman will be going to a place where his unique abilities will be better understood.
When we perceive in our children a particular gift, a positive ability or skill, it is natural that we encourage them to develop it. So why not promote the same degree of support and encouragement, even if the ability is an unconventional one, beyond the immediate powers of our understanding? I'm Dan Aykroyd for Sci-Fi.